Los Angeles Dodgers jokes, MLB jokes. Q. What is the difference between Aaron Harang and bowling icon Walter Ray Williams, Jr.? A. Walter Ray Williams, Jr. knows how to throw a strike. Q. Who's the most famous Los Angeles Dodger? A. O.J. Simpson. Q. What are OJ's favorite baseball teams? A. The Red Sox and the Dodgers. Q. Why did the post office recall their latest stamps? A. They had pictures of Dodgers players on them and people couldn't figure out which side to spit on. Q. Why do people like driving a car with a Dodgers fan? A. Because you can park in the handicap zone. Q. Why are the Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitchers like orphans? A. Because they don't know where home is. Q. What's the difference between dirt and the Los Angeles Dodgers? A. Nothing, they both always get swept. Q. What's the difference between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers? A. The last Phillies World Series team picture isn't in black and white. Q. What do you get when you combine all 40 Los Angeles Dodgers with 40 lesbians? A. 80 people that don't do dick. Q. What is the difference between a Los Angeles Dodgers fan and a pothole? A. I would swerve to avoid the pothole. Q. What song do Los Angeles Dodgers fans sing before the bottom of the ninth inning? A. Nobody knows. There's never any of them left. Q. What's the difference between the Los Angeles Dodgers and a mosquito? A. A mosquito stops sucking. Q. What do the Los Angeles Dodgers and possums have in common? A. Both play dead at home and get killed on the road. Q. What is the difference between a Dodgers fan and a baby? A. The baby will stop whining after a while. Q. What do the Los Angeles Dodgers and lawn furniture have in common? A. They both fold and end up in the cellar after Labor Day. Q. Did you hear the Los Angeles Dodgers are moving to the Philippines? A. They are going to be called the Manila Folders. Q. What do I have in common with the Los Angeles Dodgers? A. Next week, we'll both be watching the World Series on television. Q. What do Los Angeles Dodgers fans and sperm have in common? A. 1 in 3 million has a chance of becoming a human being. Q. How many Los Angeles Dodgers does it take to change a tire? A. 1, unless it's a blowout, in which case they all show up. Q. What do you call 40 millionaires around a TV watching the World Series? A. The Los Angeles Dodgers. Q. How can you tell if a Dodgers fan just sent you a fax? A. There's a stamp on it. Q. What do the Los Angeles Dodgers and Billy Graham have in common? A. They both can make 40,000 people stand up and yell Jesus Christ. Q. What is the difference between a bucket of shit and an Los Angeles Dodgers fan? A. The bucket. Q. If you have a car containing a Dodgers shortstop, a Dodgers catcher, and a Dodgers outfielder, who is driving the car? A. The cop. Q. How do you castrate an Los Angeles Dodgers fan? A. Kick his sister in the mouth. Q. What should you do if you find 3 Los Angeles Dodgers baseball fans buried up to their neck in cement? A. Get more cement. Q. What's the difference between an Los Angeles Dodgers fan and a carp? A. One is a bottom-feeding scum sucker, and the other is a fish. Q. How did the Los Angeles Dodgers fan die from drinking milk? A. The cow fell on him. Q. What does an Los Angeles Dodgers fan do when his team has won the World Series? A. He turns off the PlayStation 3. Q. How many Los Angeles Dodgers fans does it take to change a light bulb? A. None. Lava lamps don't burn out, man. Q. What does a Los Angeles Dodgers fan and a bottle of beer have in common? A. They're both empty from the neck up. Q. Why do Los Angeles Dodgers fans keep their season tickets on their Dashboards. A. So they can park in handicap spaces. Q. How do the Dodgers spend the first week of training camp? A. Studying the Miranda rights. Q. How do you keep a Dodgers fan from masturbating? A. You paint his dick Phillies red and white and he won't beat it for 4 years. Q. Why do ducks fly over Dodger Stadium upside down? A. There's nothing worth craping on. Q. Why doesn't Sacramento have a professional baseball team? A. Because then Los Angeles would want one. Q. Did you hear that Los Angeles's baseball team doesn't have a website? A. They can't string 3 Ws together. Q. What do you call an Los Angeles Dodger in the World Series? A. An umpire. Q. What's the difference between a Dodger Stadium hot dog and a Citizens Bank Park hot dog? A. You can buy a Citizens Bank Park hot dog in October. Q. Why did BP hire the Los Angeles Dodgers to clean up the Gulf oil spill? A. Because they'll go out there and throw in the towel. Q. What's the difference between a dead dog in the road and a dead Los Angeles Dodgers fan in the road? A. There are skid marks in front of the dog. Q. What is a Los Angeles Dodgers fan's favorite wine? A. We can't beat Philadelphia. Q. How do you stop an Los Angeles Dodgers fan from beating his wife? A. Dress her in Philadelphia red and white. Q. What do Dodgers fans use for birth control? A. Their personalities. Q. How do you make a Dodgers fan laugh on Monday? A. Tell him a joke on Friday. Q. You're trapped in a room with a lion, a rattlesnake, and a Dodgers fan. You have a gun with 2 bullets. What should you do? A. Shoot the Dodgers fan. Twice. Q. What do you call a Dodgers player with a World Series ring? A. A thief. Q. Why can't the Los Angeles Dodgers use the internet? A. Because they can't get 3 Ws in a row. Q. What do Michael Jackson and the Los Angeles Dodgers infielders have in common? A. They both wear 1 glove for no apparent reason. Q. What does the Los Angeles Dodgers manager and Alex Trebek have in common? A. Both of their jobs are in jeopardy. Q. Why is Halloween the Los Angeles Dodgers' favorite holiday? A. It's the only thing in October they have to look forward to. Q. Why do all the trees in the southwest lean towards Los Angeles? A. It's because the Dodgers suck. Q. What is the difference between a cactus and the Dodgers dugout? A. On a cactus the pricks are on the outside. Dear Dodgers fans, rather than wasting money on a replica hat, just strap a large rubber dildo to your head. Everyone will know who you support. Police in Los Angeles responded to a call of a vehicle break-in. The owner of the vehicle said he 2 tickets to a Dodgers game on his dash. And someone busted his window and left 2 more Dodgers tickets. Reckless driver. A Dodgers fan liked to amuse himself by scaring every Phillies fan he saw strutting down the street in an obnoxious Philly pinstripe shirt. He would swerve his van as if to hit them, then swerve back just missing them. One day while driving along, he saw a priest. He thought he would do a good deed, so he pulled over and asked the priest, "Where are you going?" "Father, I'm going to give Mass at St. Francis Church, about 2 miles down the road," replied the priest. "Climb in, Father. I'll give you a lift." The priest climbed into the passenger seat, and they continued down the road. Suddenly, the driver saw a Phillies fan walking down the road, and he instinctively swerved as if to hit him. But, as usual, he swerved back onto the road just in time. Even though he was certain that he had missed the guy, he still heard a loud thud. Not knowing where the noise came from, he glanced in his mirrors but still didn't see anything. He then remembered the priest, and he turned to the priest and said, Sorry father, I almost hit that Phillies fan. That's okay, replied the priest, I got him with the door. Better at sex. There were two men, one was a Dodgers fan and the other was a Phillies fan. These men were both madly in love with the same woman. So the woman challenged that whichever man does a better job at having sex with her would be her boyfriend. Both men accepted the challenge. That night, the woman had sex with the Dodgers fan and then the other night had sex with the Phillies fan. The next day the woman chose the Phillies fan to be her boyfriend. Shocked and outraged, the Dodgers fan asked why she didn't choose him. She replied by saying, "You, like your team, not only come up short but always finish early." Career Day. It's career day in elementary school where each student talks about what their dad does. Little Johnny is last, and finally the teacher calls on him to talk about his dad. Johnny comes to the front of the class. "My daddy is a dancer at a gay bar. He takes off his clothes for other men, and if they pay him enough money, he goes into the alley and performs sex acts on them." The teacher is shocked, and she calls for an early recess for the rest of the class. She sits down with Johnny and asks him if this is really true about his dad. Johnny says, "No, but I was too embarrassed to say he played for the Los Angeles Dodgers." First grade. A first grade teacher explains to her class that she is a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. She asks her students to raise their hands if they were Dodgers fans, too. Not really knowing what a Dodgers fan was, but wanting to be like their teacher, hands explode into the air. There is, however, one exception. A girl named Mary has not gone along with the crowd. The teacher asks her why she has decided to be different. "Because I'm not a Dodgers fan." Then, asks the teacher, "What are you?" "Why, I'm proud to be a Philadelphia Phillies fan," boasts the little girl. The teacher is a little perturbed now, her face slightly red. She asks Mary why she is a Phillies fan. "Well, my dad and mom are Phillies fans, and I'm a Phillies fan, too." The teacher is now angry. "That's no reason," she says loudly. "What if your mom was a moron, and your dad was a moron, what would you be then?" A pause, and a smile. "Then," says Mary, "I'd be a Dodgers fan." Father and son. A father and son are outside Dodger Stadium, and the young son is asking his father to buy him a Padres suck t-shirt. The father hesitates, but finally tells his son, "You can have the shirt if you promise never to say that word." "That's right," says the t-shirt vendor, wanting to make the sale. "Suck isn't a very nice word." "No," replies the father. "I meant the word Padres."